Tensions do remain high between advocacy groups, New Jersey lawmakers, and Homeland Security over Delaney Hall in Newark. Protesters clashing with law enforcement outside that facility Monday. The head of DHS now calling it a political stunt. Pix 11's Giovanni Diaz live in the studio with the latest controversy. Gio, we've been watching this play out now for days.
And controversy is really the word to define what's going on there, and has been going on around Delaney Hall since last year, since it opened. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. DHS Secretary Markwayne Mullin reacted overnight. He is denying the claims that protesters have made about lack of medical treatment and poor conditions inside Delaney Hall. This morning, a war of words between the Trump administration and elected officials in New Jersey. As protesters clashed with law enforcement outside Delaney Hall on Monday, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin is now taking aim at lawmakers and Governor Mikey Sherrill, calling the ongoing demonstrations a, quote, political stunt and calling out the state's sanctuary policies.
There was a guy shooting, pepper bullets.
Demonstrations outside the massive detention center in Newark have never really stopped since it opened back in 2025. But since Friday, they got more intense after protesters learned about an alleged hunger strike among detainees who are standing up against what they call poor conditions and lack of medical care. Monday, as demonstrators tried to stop ICE vehicles from leaving the facility, things escalated.
What ICE is doing here is escalating. They're taking people out of these detention centers. They're trying to bring people to Louisiana and other places where they can easily deport them. And what just happened was protesters were trying to block cars from leaving, and they pepper sprayed us.
Protesters say one of the detainees involved in the hunger strike was being retaliated against. ICE later confirming that man was transferred to a different facility. Governor Mikey Sherrill says she tried to get into Delaney Hall, but wasn't allowed.
I've been advocating to go inside the prison for days now. I was just denied that.
And overnight, DHS released a statement saying in part, quote, officers followed their training and used the minimum amount of force necessary to protect themselves, the public, and federal property. And Geo Group, the company responsible for running Delaney Hall, also released a statement denying any wrongdoing and saying that detainees have access to medical care around the clock. And Vanessa, like I said, this is an issue that's been going on since this facility started operating last year.
Right.
DHS Secretary also saying that that hunger strike that we mentioned in the story there is not even happening. So it is something that we will have to keep an eye out to see what will be the outcome of this.
Right. And of course, increased tensions because of the ambiguity about what's actually happening in that
Especially
building.
because lawmakers have saying consistently they have no access to it. It takes forever for them to get in. Protesters will probably stay there throughout this week for sure.
Gio, thank you for bringing us the very latest with your report. We'll check in soon.